Right guys, today I'm looking at Quora. So Quora is like Reddit. People post questions and anyone can answer those questions. And I just saw something quite interesting here. Muscle mass is lost as we age. Are you doing anything to slow the process? So, James Russell here, who's been devoted to fitness for 59 years, had a response. And he says, yes, he is doing something about it. He's fighting the good fight. At age 73, I have the same muscle mass I had at 18. That is a bold claim. I'm managing to keep it without resorting to any supplements or testosterone replacement. So if this man's telling the truth, I mean, he's the man you want to be listening to. He's what you sort of aspire to be when you reach 73. So he says 6 days a week he goes to the gym and he spends 90 minutes lifting weights and 30 minutes on the treadmill and then 20 minutes in the sauna. That sounds like a nice daily sort of routine. I'd like to do that. I do push, pull, legs, repeat, then a day off. Yeah, that's quite a standard workout routine. Shows you it's the simple things that matter at the end of the day. My weight workouts are intense for my age, and I do sets about every 3 or 4 minutes. So he has 3 to 4 minutes rest. And he also does the stuff older people generally don't do. For example, I do 6 sets of squats. And he says he squats low with my thighs parallel to the ground. So he goes down to depth for as far as he feels like he can. And he pyramids up. So he starts off doing 6 sets of squats, he says, and the 8 reps with 150 pounds in his shoulders. And then he'll go up from there. And that's a body weight of 165. So what's that? That's in pounds. So he's quite light then. Let's just quickly do a conversion. 165 lb to kg. 74 kg. Yeah, I mean, that's not far off my weight. Pounds get confusing for me. Anyway, after squats, this is just his leg workout, he does 3 sets of leg presses, then 3 sets of deadlifts, then 3 of calf raises. Most people do leg day once a week. I do leg day 2 days per week. I do pull-ups. I do 4 sets of 7 reps slowly with strict form. Most of the young bodybuilders in the gym can't repeat my pull-up routine. The rest of my weight routine is what you would see with a much younger bodybuilder. Yeah, I still find pull-ups quite hard, to be honest. I could probably do 4 sets of 7 reps slowly, I don't know. But I do find pull-ups quite hard. It's because I never really committed to training them. So good on James for doing that. So this is his real secret weapon. He says the real secret weapon is diet. He eats 1.8 grams or more of protein per kilogram of body weight. So that's high. That's a lot of protein. I eat a very low carb diet with a limit of 50 grams of carbs. That's 50 grams of carbs every day. That's not much. He eats all his meals inside an 8-hour window. I eat all calories from noon until 8 p.m. I periodically fast. I do a 36-hour fast every 2 weeks. This low-carb, time-restricted feeding, intermittent fasting diet has 4 important results. It teaches my body to burn fat instead of carbs. It raises my production of human growth hormones. Almost messed it up. It raises my testosterone. Indirectly, not directly. Yeah, so he's not directly injecting test. It lowers my rate of inflammation. I've heard that is true with fasting. That can help with that. This allows me to add muscle even at age 73. The constant fat burning leaves me with 0 belly fat, ripped all the time. The lower inflammation controls the typical arthritis most elderly folks have. The higher hormone levels allow me to gain muscle like a younger person without resorting to testosterone replacement therapy. And then we got the picture. Let's have a look. Damn it, he does not look like the typical 73-year-old. When have you seen a 73-year-old look like that? I mean, never. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. He's got muscle. He looks better than quite a lot of people, who are younger. That's fantastic. And he says here, due to a huge response to this post, I'm disabling comments. I'm getting over 200 comments per day, so he just doesn't want the notifications. So someone's asked him, why do you bother? Why don't you just relax and be a normal old man? And then he says here, because most people get old, fat and feeble. Truer words were never spoken there. The last two are optional. That's right, getting old is mandatory. It's a choice. Make your own. I will make mine. I choose to not be fat and to not be feeble. I like this guy. So someone asked, why did you even write this? It's like he's offended by it. Almost no one will follow your advice. And then that's I mean, that's true. A lot of people won't bother capitalising on this information. But he agrees. He says it's true. A few people have done it though. They've come back to me totally amazed at how much they can be changed and how much it has changed their life. So I will do it for those few, and for those who will implement even part of it. I think that's right, because I think it's good to share out your information, the stuff that you've learned, especially this guy, James. He's an older dude and he's in great shape, and yeah, why not share that knowledge? And then only a few people will pick up on that knowledge, but those few people will take that and they will change their life. Whereas like most people don't want to change, so they won't. They just won't take any of the advice. I've got to quickly let the cat in. She's scratching at the door. Come on in. Come on. Desperate to join in. She wants to learn about fitness. To be fair, cats just know about fitness. This one just jumps around, runs all up the wall. I don't think you do intermittent fasting though. She eats small and often. That's your approach, isn't it? Right. Where were we? Someone says, don't you know fit old men are creepy to many women? Why would you even leave that question? And then he says, quite rightly, I don't care. I'm not looking for a date. Go to a dating site. This is for the elderly folks trying to stay strong and fit. Don't even know why someone would even ask that question. Don't you know we find old men creepy who are fit? What, do you like fat old men? I think I'd rather see healthy older people, you know. Someone says, why even post a picture? Are you just showing off? Again, that's another weird question, because you want proof, really, don't you? You want, you know, James is he's showing off, not showing off in the sense like, look at me, but showcasing his hard work. I think, why not? You know, it gives something for people to aspire to, I think. I think maybe this person who's saying, why post a picture, they might just be jealous or sort of sad that they're not in that sort of shape. So they're almost offended by it, because it's like confronting themselves about why they're out of shape. So he's taken offence. Why even post a picture? And James says, people want to know if I know what I'm talking about exactly. They want proof. My body is the only real proof I have. The same type of answer without a picture gets 1,000 views. With a picture, it gets a few 100,000 views. That's right, because there's that evidence there. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you cutting weight? And he says, no. Low carb, time-restricted eating and intermittent fasting raises testosterone indirectly, and human growth hormone, and lowers inflammation and insulin resistance. These effects help me build muscle and maintain muscle mass. Lower inflammation reduces arthritis. Lower insulin resistance keeps you from getting fat. Yeah, and I think it's useful to do at any age, but especially as you get older, trying to limit the amount of inflammation that you have in your body, I think is very important. And yeah, just taking these sort of more longevity approaches just makes complete sense as you get older. And I think a lot of us really need to start following this sort of advice, especially as we age. I mean, I'm 31 now, so, you know, I've got to really start considering this. I eat quite the opposite, you know. I eat often. I eat mostly foods that I know are good for me, though. But that's definitely something I'm looking at. One of my next steps is to get into intermittent fasting. So yeah, I'd like to take on some of that advice. Then someone says here, Are you on testosterone replacement therapy? Even though he's actually said a number of times that he's not. No. I probably started with above average testosterone. And given that you only lose about 1% a year starting at age 40, I'm probably still above average. Unless you start below average, or unless you damage your ability to produce testosterone with steroids, heavy drinking and obesity, most 70-year-olds still have enough testosterone to build muscle. Not only that, there's a lot of older dudes who can still get a woman pregnant as well. So, it's not like your body just stops working. It's just about how much you look after yourself, isn't it? So again, someone's asked how much protein do you eat? He's already said that. He eats 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Some people say double this. That's okay. The protein comes mainly from chicken, yogurt, nuts, cheese and eggs. Where does my protein mainly come from? Comes from, yogurts, kefir, peanut butter for me, so nuts. I don't eat that much cheese. I don't really get on with eggs. Beef, chicken, similar sources for me. Do you train fasted? Yes. With my normal diet, I tend to be always burning fat when I work out. This keeps me very lean. I don't know what the science behind that is. I don't know how true that is or not, but training fasted, I can't do it because I haven't trained at training fasted, if that makes sense. Like, I need food in me for fuel. But once you get used to it, I know someone at the gym who trains fasted all the time. It's just a case of like exposure to it and getting used to it. I remember one time I had to fast for an endoscopy, so that's putting a camera up your bum. And not a normal camera, but a camera designed to go up your bum. And I fasted, it was only a 24-hour fast, and I actually broke it because I got to the point where I was shaking. I guess my blood sugar had dropped or something, so I was shaking, and then I had some jelly in the fridge, like raw jelly, so it's nice and chewy. And so I remember someone telling me it was okay to eat jelly for some reason. So I ate a bit of jelly and I started crying. So I was like, oh, I needed this. Someone else here, what about pre-workout and post-workout drinks or eating? So he says, these and associated time windows for intake can be ignored unless you're a professional athlete, where the very minor 1 to 3% gains can make a difference. Pre and post-workout drinks. Yeah, that's not something I follow either. I remember when I first got started working out, you sort of, people would be like, oh, you need protein as soon as you finish working out. Oh, you need to go in with like protein. You need to have pre-workout like supplements. So like it's just a bunch of caffeine, really. That's all they want. I think over time you realise that these things aren't needed. Just eat normally. Eat how you would. And do whatever you need to do to get in the gym. But you don't need to have huge amounts of caffeine. That's going to have bad side effects in the long run. What about doing cardio right after weights? And James says again, like the question above, just ignore this unless you're a professional athlete. Yeah, I'd say just do the cardio when you want to do it, when you feel like you can. I do like to do it after weights just because I'm at the gym already and I might as well. Like if I want to run on the treadmill or something. So, do you eat vegetables and fruits? This is an interesting question. So, low carb vegetables and lots of mixed berries. Very little fruit as they are high carb. So I have quite a lot of fruit for breakfast. Other than that, I don't eat much fruit, but I eat quite a lot of blueberries first thing in the morning with banana. That's not a lot of fruit, is it? It's not a lot of fruit, is it? Do you eat complex carbs like whole wheat bread? I eat no grains of any kind. I think grains are ultimately bad for us. Humans did not evolve to eat grains. We have only had our very hybridized grains for about 4,000 years. Just look at the havoc of high fructose corn syrup is having on us. Yeah, I used to eat a lot of bread and I used to have a lot of problems. And I rarely eat bread now. Like, I do eat it occasionally, but for the most part, 90% of the time, I don't have bread as part of my diet, and I think it's better for you. I do still have oats every day for breakfast. But other than that, I'd say my main carb sources is rice or couscous or something along those lines. And obviously a bit of fruit. But I think you got a lot you can learn from here. What is your weightlifting routine? People ask this like there is some magic routine. There is not. I work out pretty much like any bodybuilder. So yeah, he said earlier he does push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest. I think that's what he said. That's a very standard workout routine. I like that routine. Nothing wrong with it. Gives you enough time to recover between workouts. So someone said, with comments disabled, how can I tell people if I think your answer is wrong? I guess he found this funny to add this. If you have a better answer, go write your own answer or post your own results to prove yours works. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Obviously they're disabled. Right. Someone says, I am almost the same age and I have the opposite workout regime. So basically walk around, eat carbs without any regard to calorie intake. As you expect, I have a grandpa body, round belly and bad knees. I salute you, sir. You have a healthy routine and have stuck to it. So this is from Grant Connolly. And I think Grant basically sums up how most people who are older live their life. Just walk around a bit. They eat whatever they fancy and they get big. Yeah, you see that all the time. Someone says, incredible discipline. Well done, sir. Oh, that's in response to the post, not this comment. So someone says here, William, I'm 69, not quite as ripped as this guy, but without a shirt on to show musculature, I'm in the best shape of my life. Daily, I do a hard 7 to 8 mile bike ride, a little less than half an hour. About 20 to 35 sit-ups, about 5 minutes doing a couple of different sets on a pulley until my arms and shoulders burn. So who knows what exercise he's doing there. And do 20 to 30 curls with a 58-pound bar. These at-home exercises take maybe 8 to 10 minutes. Maybe every other day. So he does it every other day. I do home exercises twice. Plus I do other occasional physical activities like splitting wood, swimming, tennis and hiking. No way am I going to spend that much time exercising. In my honest opinion, one can get 80 to 90% of the benefit with much less time and an intensive workout. And a good diet. But in a way, I think he's right. You can get stuff done quickly. I just like going to the gym, but you could get it done very quickly with intensity. So like taking that your first set to like until it completely burns, and then that's it. You just move on. Yeah, I do think he's got a point. He says, I don't have a belly and I look good. I think, he thinks. I have a hint of a six-pack, but getting those last millimeters of fat off to show the sculptured look is not worth it to me. That's true. Burning your fat off down to that level is probably going to make you feel tired and weak in general. Not worth it. You know, if you're quite lean in general, it doesn't matter. Just don't worry about it. I'm in the same sort of situation. Like, you can sort of see my abs if I flex them, but if I was to get leaner, go down, I'd probably start feeling very like tired. I've been trying to force feed myself a little bit. Oh, you want to bite me? I've been trying to force feed myself a little bit to gain a little bit of weight, and I've noticed my energy levels have come up quite a lot. So, yeah, I think being too lean is just going to make you tired and not that useful, especially if you're older as well. You want to have your energy, well, at any age, to be honest. But William finishes off here, more power to him, though. More power to him, though. Health is important, and it looks like he's got that down. Getting healthy and fit is sort of like learning a language or the piano. You have to incorporate it into your life because it makes no sense to just get there. That is true. Yeah, you do have to incorporate it into your life. Like if you used a cheat code, say we was playing GTA, say life was like GTA and you could type in a cheat code and suddenly you're buff. you wouldn't maintain it because you wouldn't know how to maintain it. Yeah, it's like he says here, it's like learning a language. Like, you have to make it part of your life. Otherwise, like, say you want to learn Russian, you do sort of like, you need to practice it every day, or maybe go to Russia and talk to Russian people. And if you just went to Russia without learning at all, and you expected to just be able to speak the language, you're going to turn up and be very confused. Okay, so GP here says, I'm discovering the benefits of intermittent fasting, even though after 16 hours I eat a whole pizza. What's the point in fasting if you're going to have a whole pizza? That is not a way to break your fast. If one watches what they eat like you do, sir, then the benefits would be like your photo depicts at 73. Incredible job. Jacob here. Jacob Warmgardner. We really need to normalise a society where time is given to outside daily activities. Many are working far too much, sleeping far too little, and spending too much time on their devices. And the rest of the time, they're trying to blot out the mundanity of it all. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, I know people who lived on 4 hours sleep for years. I couldn't imagine that. It would be dreadful. And then you got to travel up to London every day. Like, you spend your whole day in the car, travelling there and back. Then you go just to sit in an office and you come back, hardly sleep. You sleep all the time, don't you? It'd be more like you. And when you have energy, you bounce up the walls. Seema says, wow, you look amazing. Ken says, oh my, even your chin is ripped. I feel like a dilettante. Dilettante. What the fuck? I don't know English. Ken says, oh my, even your chin is ripped. I only started working out less than 2 years ago. Oh, there's quite a lot here. Where was I? So yeah, you only started working out 2 years ago, and only work out for an hour, 4 days a week, 2 resistance days, 2 cardio days. The only thing I've been doing longer is 1 meal a day for the last 40 years. Oh wow. I always attributed my good health and shape to good genes. But maybe it was my eating habits. I don't know why I did that. I suppose when ski season rolls around and ski day is like 2 to 3 hours of high intensity training. So maybe this helps compensate for my minimal gym work. I plan for 2 to 3 ski days a week during the winter. I hope I'm still kicking it hard at 73. Yeah, sounds cool. I'd like to try some skiing. I used to have 1 meal a day for the last 40 years. I do hear of some people doing that at my local gym. It seems to work for them. But for me, I couldn't imagine packing that much food in. I'd be in a lot of pain. Chris here says it looks fake. And then I don't know what that says. It is fake. He's most probably on juice or photos tampered with. Then James here, the original poster, says, you guys need to get out more. All kinds of guys my age who look the same and do it without steroids or a testosterone replacement. Dave, keep it up. Seems to be working. At 57, I've actually got my workouts down to 30 minutes, whether it weights or cardio. I lift 5 days a week and do mild cardio the other 2. I'm forgetting how to read. I practice 18 hours fasting and then 6 hours being able to eat, intermittent fasting, and started fasting every Saturday as well exactly 6 months ago. Right, so this guy says, looks like hormone replacement therapy or testosterone replacement therapy, but you say no. James says, low carb diet and time restricted eating and intermittent fasting raises your natural production of test and human growth hormone. Therefore, there's no need to replace it. Eric says 73? Holy shit, man. You're an inspiration to us all. Right, we'll read one more comment. So Rich here. I'm sorry, but this is just not doable without some sort of test treatment. Because as you age, your test levels drop. And at the age of 73, your test levels would be next to nothing. You look great, but this can't be achieved without some help. Wow, he's a real, non-believer, this guy. And again, this guy said, copied and pasted as from before, You guys need to get out more. Someone says, my thoughts my thoughts exactly. Gramps is in amazing form, but from the physiology, it just doesn't add up. Sometimes I think it's kind of like the athlete X syndrome, where dude starts yelling natural, and as time passes by, the more results they get, the harder it becomes to come clean, and they have to stick to their story. I mean, what incentive would Mr. James here have to lie about it? I don't know. Let's go back to the picture. What would James get from lying about this? I think he just wanted to share his love of fitness and the way that he lives his life. He feels great and he wants to share that with people because, you know, if I was him, I would see the people around me similar age suffering and living not the best lives that they could because they're held back by health complications, their weight, just their lifestyle, and it's holding them back from being able to carry on being active like they were when they were younger. And I think James here, he can see that himself and he wants to share his information. And I would say, so what if he is on hormone replacement therapy? But you know what? I actually believe him. I do believe him because I do think that if you take your diet seriously, take your training seriously, make it part of your life, make it part of who you are, you will get results and you will live a happy life. That's what I think. I think get your body in order and the mind will follow. That's what I'm going to leave this at. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to look at Quora a bit more because it is a weird website. There are some weird posts, but this one stood out to me as one I wanted to share. So thanks a lot and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe so my cat here can feel loved. See you in the next one.